From Nashville Christian on the campus of the Eagles of Bellevue, Tennessee. This is Mike McPherson along with Coach Joey Spann. And we'll be bringing you the action of the live stream in a big district game as Donaldson Christian is being introduced down below. And, Coach, we're coming off both our boys and girls losing tough games last night. And I'm sure any moment you'll be making a comment about that.
Yeah, last night was a real good game. I know you weren't able to be here, but it was a very good game. We just didn't pull it out.
All right, down below. Ava, the Panda Express Pomeroy.
And
Charlie Harper.
can you turn it?
Whitley Barbecue Miller. Riley, the Irish O'Connor. And 007 Bonds. And I can't hear mine enough. And we're just about, I don't have any sound at all coming through mine. And hope y'all can hear us. I can't hear myself. So yours is too loud. I can't hear mine at all. I can't hear mine at all. So we're still working with our sound. Can you hear me, Coach?
I can hear you just great.
I can't hear you at all. Andrew, I can't hear me or him either one.
All right, jump ball started.
So we're hoping you're picking up the action, 007, as we control the tip. Miller inside to O'Connor, lays it up there, no good. DCA with the board. DCA roaring past the timeline. It's Montez as they move it across. Nice drive there, but cut off nicely as DCA definitely has the size advantage over us. Riley O'Connor picks up the tall girl at top, then helps nicely. Good defense by the Lady Eagles so far. 7:30 to go. DCA running five-man motion. They get a little curl action, but we cut it off nicely. And they're very patient, and we're doing a great job defending at this point. Pomeroy almost got a hand on it. Now we didn't close out really good, and laying the ball up nicely left-handed is Dawson. And we need somebody to call in or comment to Andrew Atkins if my broadcast is coming across. Coach, I still don't know if I'm coming in or not.
If you're not coming across, they didn't hear you tell them to call in.
That's a good point.
I hear you fine.
Yeah, why don't you tell them to do that?
Yes. If you cannot hear the broadcast, please call in to Andrew Atkins.
If they can't hear me.
Yeah, well, you're the broadcast coach.
They don't know the. Okay, Charlie gets it into Connor, and we're moving the ball nice around the horn. Pomeroy downtown bottom. We take the lead at 3-2 and immediately into the full court press. 6:28 to go. DCA roaring past the timeline. They got a 2-on-1, and they're going to have it rejected by Pomeroy as she knocks it off the wall. And she's not normally known for blocking shots. DCA to inbounds. Kick it across for the long left-hander bottom by Dawson. She had a nice stroke there, Coach.
She has a real good fall through. Watch her in warm-ups. She hit most of her shots in warm-ups.
Now they come out in a trap. We're triple teamed in the corner. We're in trouble back there, and fortunately, Miller throws it off the foot.
Whitley's fighting through a nagging injury right now, Coach. She only got 3 shots off last night.
Panda Bear stepped on the line, and it'll go back to Donaldson Christian as we lost a hard-fought game in wasn't overtime last night or went to the wire. Gets good pasture. We now set up in a 2-3 zone. We're going to trap that thing. Leave the girl in the corner. We're going to Try to pick her up, but she pounds it inside. No good. Kind of throws it up there. O'Connor, as we throw ahead, Pomeroy left hands it nicely. Bob Cousy-like. And that ties it at 5 after O'Connor with a nice board. They lob in the front court, chased down nicely, and then saved. Battle in front of our bench, stolen away nicely by O'Charlie. We get it back to O'Charlie. She does a floater on the baseline for a 7-5 lead. At 5:20 of the first quarter, we're in a full court face guard man-to-man denial. And Pomeroy is working against her counterpart, Montez, both of them number 4. She cuts through as DCA continues with a 5-man motion dribble, and she walked.
Dawson seems to be the one they want to do their shooting.
7-5 at the 4:58 mark of the first quarter. As we look at what looks like a 1-2-2, 3-quarter court press. Let's see.
You're going to trap corners.
We're going to try to trap in the quadrants, and we move it nicely. And they drift back into a 2-3 trap. Gunning Miller off the long side of the rim. We get a rebound. Shot from 15 foot Pomeroy after the rebound by Bonds. It's not there. 7-5 DCA. Left side, Dawson. She likes to lay it down. She likes to pull outside. And here's the dribble drive, and she walked. That time, Adriana Dawson shuffled the feet before she took off. Again, we're patient against the 1-2-2.
Can I do it this?
Laying the ball up. Inside good is Pomeroy on the drive. 9-5. 9-5 we lead. A lot of contact inside. Laying the ball up is Dawson. As we hit the floor there, they cut it back to 9-7.
Dawson
the pace really picking up now. Miller left side. Gets a return pass. Gunning downtown. Long. Pomeroy lays it up. No good. Great rebound. And then she's going to try to save it on the baseline out of bounds to DCA. Well, she made a great weak side attack coming in for substitutions. The Junkyard Dog, Sizemore, and checkmate Bishop. Cammie Bishop in. And we're in kind of a floating 1-2-2. DCA beats it with no trouble. And, boy, she ran over Miller, and somehow that's called a blocking foul. And that was an interesting call, Coach.
Yeah, she had her. Our team is real good at setting up. She tried to step her, and she never moved.
DCA gives it right back to the inbound player. Nice play. She bullsies her way in. No good, though. She made a good post up and then couldn't finish. Nashville Christian in the front court. O'Charlie, left side to 007. Back to O'Charlie. Sizemore in the right corner. Miller now comes out to the left wing. Bishop on the baseline, left side short corner. Sizemore now comes out top, whipping around to Miller. She had the 3, instead lays it on the baseline. Forces it to Bishop, who gets it back and lays it up nicely, left-handing it off the board as the ball was way too low and at the ankles, and Bishop snatches it up and lays it off the glass good. DCA beating the press. She walked. And they come on in front court, will start their motion as we go back to man-to-man. Leading 11-7, 2:48 to go. First quarter action in Bellevue. DCA facing the man-to-man inside, laid up. Bishop trying to go straight up. They're going to call her hacking. Dawson. Dawson, the left-hander, good-looking athlete. Eyes it, guns it, makes it, rattling it home. O'Connor returning. Bishop will sit down after a nice putback. 11-8. Dawson back for a second toss. eyes it, guns it, rips it. DCA subs in. They take Dawson out, and coming in for her is Audrey Colton.
Dawson has all 9 of their points.
Is that right? Okay. They took her out. I'm glad.
It's a good coaching move.
So we swing around to O'Charlie on the left side. Back to Bonds. And hands to O'Charlie between the circles as she sets the court. O'Connor whips it around to Bonds. Looks to get it back. Oh, Sizemore from the baseline lays it up. Or she is giving it to O'Connor. A lot of contact, no foul. Here comes DCA, the new girl that just came into the contest. Little scales, a little short. Here we come. O'Charlie backs it back out of there. And will set the court. We lead by 2. Here's Bond. She had a 3. Instead back to O'Charlie. We whip it. Sizemore on the baseline. Throws it away. DCA coming past the timeline, and Miller rips it back away. So we make up for the turnover, and Sizemore will get another chance. 11-9, left side Bonds. They exchange. Back to Bonds, top of the circle as we set some type of play. Miller goes to the far right corner. Now coach is changing things back up. Not sure what we're doing.
Looks like a high-low.
Looks like a 1-3-1 offense right now. We exchange again, 1:21 to go. That could be false motion. Just to get things going. And Riley got a great screen inside Sizemore, and they're calling a what? What did they call?
Foul on Sizemore.
An illegal screen, apparently. She sealed that middle girl, and Riley went down the seam beautifully, and we were just setting them up with false motion out top nicely. There's a lot of false motion. Okay, we're trapping. We're going to end up with the steal. Here comes O'Charlie. Right side Miller. Gives to Bonds, drives the baseline, gives to O'Connor, who drew the foul.
You know, Coach, that pass to the corner, bounce pass, takes a half a second longer than a straight pass. She'd have got a shot off. She'd have gotten the ball quicker.
Good observation, Riley O'Connor. Nice form, nets it, 12-9, 59.3 seconds left. Checking into the contest is Skyler, and Pomeroy joined her. That rattles and drops, 13-9, 59 seconds and ticking here in the first canto as Montez brings it across against Skyler. DCA gets a little curl cut, but we cut it off pretty nicely. They dribble drive out of their 5-man motion, nothing there. Miller cuts it off nicely, and Drury does a good job of drawing the, Oliver, not Drury. Skylar Drury is a guy in my first block class, Coach. Kind of went blank there.
He may be walking.
And we're going to throw the ball away. DCA is going to come down with half a minute left in the quarter. Does a European step, slams our girl to the ground, throws it back up there, and we're going to get called for a hack. And Coach
Sizemore.
Which Patton is wondering what that call was. She'll get 2. Dawson back at the line, and Coach, she's got 9, is that correct?
Dawson has 9.
And she's at the line and throws that one off the back iron, fortunately. 13-9 in a tough fought game. JB Sizemore out of the game. Got Miller in there with Oliver, Bonds, O'Connor, and Pomeroy. The second one rims out, and DCA is going to get called over the back. That's Coulter, and we'll get the ball baseline out of bounds. 13-9, 22 seconds left in the second quarter. DCA will drop back to a 3-quarter 1-2-2 press. We've got Miller in the middle of it. Pomeroy and Bonds will play catch. Bonds roars past the timeline. That's where she doesn't want to pick it up. We got out of trouble, fortunately. 13 seconds. Miller driving, gets out of the corner. O'Connor rims it out, no good. Miller lays it up, no good. Left-handed, 6 seconds to go. DC out of there. They've got time. 3 seconds. She's going to pull in time. No, she walked as the buzzer went off. should have pulled from three-point range and tried to take it too deep. But we'll take a brief timeout with the score. At the end of the first quarter, Nashville Christian Lady Eagles 13, the DCA Wildcats 9. Ready to resume play. And Coach, we're just about ready for second quarter action. What was your observations from the first quarter?
Well, they just have one score, Coach. They just have one score, and so far she's been their offense. We've done a good job, but there's a little things we can improve on here.
13-9 as we begin action. And the officials are pointing to our defensive basket, showing DCA has the ball. 13-9 as we begin the second quarter. As a nice relaxed crowd here on a Friday night. We're not quite at capacity, but it is a good crowd. And we're going to try to trap out top. She gets around it nicely, hits Dawson on the high post, goes into the corner. As they whip it back around the corner, she walks. 13-9, 7:51 left, second quarter.
That's about their fourth or fifth walk.
It is. They've had a lot of happy feet. Pomeroy, Bonds, play catch. We lob in the corner, but it didn't get there on the deflection. DCA beating the trap, beating the defense, and now they set up Dawson, who has all 9 points. Why not shoot it every time? They work it down the baseline. Bonds picks her up as she turns, hooks it nicely good. Laying the ball back over her head was Coulter, and that was a nice play. She hooked it back over there. Pomeroy racing past the timeline. They're trapping us as soon as we get across the timeline. We hand back to Pomeroy, who bounces nicely to Miller on the baseline. Yes. 15-11, 7 minutes approaching here in the second quarter. DCA coming past the timeline. It's Lopez. She's out top facing Pomeroy. We switch as she kicks it into the corner and back to Dawson as they switch it back around. And now Dawson, their Hoss, takes in there. Nice step through, good. She's got 11 of their 13. 6:35 to go. Pomeroy. We kick it and we throw it away. Here comes DCA, one-on-one. She's going to take it all the way, and a great three-point play as she left-hands it up there, and Bonds caught her with the hip. It was a good call. And Scales will go to the line after laying it up nicely. Coach, they cut it 15-13.
Our passes haven't been because of strong defense. We've sort of thrown it right at them.
Scales bangs it through. Did she not make
the basket good?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's about to get a 4-point play.
I was going down there, Coach. That's loud, I know. That's what I told you.
Bonds and O'Charlie playing catch. We get the ball to Miller in the corner. They're sending 2 people at everybody right now, and O'Charlie beats it to Bonds. Downtown, no good. 16-15, DCA with the lead. Here comes Dawson. She'll take it all the way with the European, lays it up nicely, right-handed, and she is a player. 18-15, we beat the press. O'Connor draws the foul nicely, keeping the ball on the right side like Kevin McHale. And if you don't know that name, you need to learn some NBA history if you're going to listen to this broadcast.
You used Bob Cousy a while ago, Coach.
Yeah, if they know Cousy, they know McHale.
They know McHale.
Riley bottom. Cuts it to 2, 18-16. .55 to go. O'Connor, the Irish, eyes it, guns it, bouncing no good. But we get it back. Pomeroy on the baseline. Gives to Miller. Miller swings it right side to O'Charlie. Thought about it. Inside high post. We whip it to Miller downtown. No good. DCA will lose the ball out of bounds trying to track down the rebound. 5:41 to go. We trail 2 points here at the 5:41 mark. 007 Bonds to inbound. She'll throw to Harper, right front court. Brings the ball between the circles. The Irish gets it back on a give and go. Now back to Pomeroy. No good. Irish trying to get position. She does get it. Throws it back out here to O'Charlie. Downtown, no good. Bonds back to her. We whip it to Miller. She'll try. No good. They're good-looking shots. They won't fall. Pomeroy flips it away from behind and steals it. Hands to Bonds. We come into front court nicely after the steal. Hustle by Pomeroy. And we throw it too long. Coach, 30-foot pass. Telegraphed it.
We did that over and over last night.
18-16. Bonds to set the court. The Irish down on the baseline. Now O'Charlie will run the point. Bonds at a high post. Pomeroy on the right side comes out to get it. We slow it to Miller, and boy, they're getting a lot of hands on it. I think we're throwing too many passes while we're in the air instead of jump stopping and pass faking.
It's a soft defense.
Yeah. Inside to the Irish, back out to O'Charlie. She penetrates to Bonds from deep. Well, that one was way off. The air conditioner came on and blew that to the left. And we trail 16-18 at the 4:39 mark of the second quarter. The game's been close throughout. We led most of the first quarter. Now DCA has captured a little bit of momentum. And they lob it in front court and we steal the ball. O'Connor to Bonds. She'll take it down. Lays it up too hard. Gets it back. Goes to Pomeroy, who was hacked on the 3 as Dawson, I believe that was, Dawson. There's 2 Dawsons, apparently sisters, and I'm just now catching that. So Adriana came in from behind and hacked her across the arms. So Pomeroy, too hard off the back rim. We had a chance to take the lead if she makes all 3. If she can make 2 of 3, it'll be tied. 4:24 to go, second quarter. She misses that one. And the final one, yes. 4:24 to go. We cut it to 1. Tight, tough game here at the confines of Nashville Christian. DCA just gets it past the timeline in time. Get the ball to Dawson. Kick out here with a long 3 that's no good by Scales. And here we come. O'Charlie is going to get a double.
You know, we're okay with that shot they got on this end. Dawson passed it out, and that's okay.
I didn't see the double dribble there, Coach. And Coach Patton's asking, too. He's saying she dribbled with both hands. I've never seen her do that. O'Charlie, I don't think she reacted as though, what in the world did he call?
Yeah, well, sometimes when your referee is used to wearing glasses, then they don't wear them in the gym. You see that double vision thing. You know, they couldn't wear. If you'll think about it, you never see a referee wearing glasses during a ball game.
If the TLSAA is listening, that was from Coach Joey Spann, not from Mike McPherson. So, Coach, it's 4:05 to go in the second quarter, and neither team has really looked great, but both teams playing hard.
I think every shot we've taken has been wide open, and we've had good shots. They just didn't fall.
We have had good looks, several threes, just will not fall. I think we've only hit 1 3. Is that correct?
That is correct. Right first of the game.
So as we resume play, our Lady Eagles come out on defense as DCA has called the timeout. We get the ball side back court, leading our Lady Eagles 18-17, and we're lining up in the 2-3. Let's see if we jump it into a trap. It looks like that's what we're going to do, and here they come. Pretty good swarm there, but we let her get out of it. They whip it around quickly, gunning a long one just into the game. Number 23, no good. It's Shepard, I believe, and this time we knocked the ball out of bounds.
Let them have that shot.
Yeah, she come right off the bench, hitting that, throwing that one up. Dawson gets it back, and she walked. They're going to call the reach. She took off with the ball like a halfback.
Called it on Ava, though.
Pomeroy reached as she had taken her second step. Don't think they caught it. These are 3 good veteran officials out there. They lob into Dawson. Back to Shepard. Shepard with an up and under, no good. O'Connor, nice board. Hands to Harper. Harper past the timeline to the top of the circle. Right side of Bonds, back to Harper. They swing it all the way around to Miller in the corner. Bada! Downtown! Whitley Miller gives us the 2-point lead at 20-18. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Actually down to 3:20 now. And they get it across just in time as our defense is swarming, and O'Charlie creates a jump ball nicely and a change of possession to Nashville Christian. 3:13 to go, 20-18. Your Lady Eagles on top by 2.
Be nice to stretch it out right here before halftime if we could.
We got a 3-man catch game going on up front. Then we give to O'Connor, to Bonds from deep. That's a nice look also, in and out, and hustling after the ball is Miller, and Coach Patton alertly gets the timeout. I mean quickly. As soon as she hit the floor, he was calling a great timeout there with 2:57 left in the second quarter. So as we set the evening for you, been a nice, beautiful day here on January 14th, 2022. The kids excited about having a long weekend and coming off or into a doubleheader after playing, or back-to-back nights, playing last night against Good Pasture. Both teams, tough contests, and so we've had to mentally regather ourselves for the DCA game.
A good sign this quarter, Coach, is Ava hitting those 2 last baskets.
And we set a little stack in top or in front of the basket, and we lob it in, nothing there for us. Lob it across to Miller. Miller, we whip it nicely to O'Charlie from downtown. Bottom. 23-18, 2:40 to go as we push the lead to the biggest for either team to 5. DCA brings it in the front court. Struggle with it as we then fall back into our man-to-man. 2:30 to go, we've got the 5-point lead. A little bit of momentum here with Nashville Christian gunning the long 3. This time, Coach Coulter nails it. We were talking about letting her shoot that, but she stringed that one home. Quickly, Pomeroy almost laid it down, lays it up left-handed, a little too hard. And here comes Dawson out of there with the ball. She gives to her sister, who's going to lose the ball out of bounds on the baseline, and back to us with a 2-point lead. Coach, it looks like this game's just going to go to right down to the wire, looks like right now.
If you watch, Riley's wide open for the shot at the elbow and the foul line. She's just not looking for it.
We should take that one, hit a
right
couple
there.
of those. Right there, shoot it.
Yeah.
She's hit from behind, and they knock it out of bounds. If she needs to pull that one and get them to come up on her, then she can take her to the hoop.
Yeah.
So the officials are wanting something set on the clock. 23-21 is what it's shown. The time has moved to 1:55 of the second quarter.
Look how open Riley is, Coach.
Riley, oh, well, we could have got it to her right there if she'd stopped. So, Riley, if you're watching this, check out what you could do on that play. Riley in the corner, on the wing, rather. We whip it around. Miller quickly fires. Nice shot. She tracks down a rebound. Kicks to O'Charlie downtown. Yes. We are starting to light it up, ladies and gentlemen. Good from three, 26-21. DCA has it stolen by Harper.
Need to stop them. That's a good job.
Here she comes down, left-handing, slows it down and throws it away. 26-21, the Eagles with a chance to get the biggest lead of the game, and that would have been a big momentum basket if we could have transitioned that into two. 1:24 to go. DCA facing our trap that's going to kind of wait till they get right past the timeline. They handle it okay this time. Dawson throws it too long, but Montez tracks it down. We fall back into the man-to-man. They run their five-man cutting motion. They got a couple of tall, three kids out there pretty tall, taller than all of ours. Left side, this is Dawson.
Coach has moved Pomeroy onto Dawson.
All right.
Good move.
And going in there and throwing the ball up, no good as Coulter. And then a foul, frustration foul by Coulter after the miss. Looks like she's going to be subbed out with Shepard. And so we now have a chance to build on that 5-point lead with 47.4 to go in the quarter. Scholar Oliver back in. Here comes O'Charlie walking past the timeline with 41 seconds as DCA falls into a 2-3 and may be content to let us go for one shot. I would not be content to let us hold it out there, but I'm retired and coaching first graders. 27 seconds to go, 26-21.
Thing about it, they have made a lot of throwaways, so we would have had a chance to score and get another one.
17 seconds as Coach Patton calls the play. Pomeroy on the far right, Miller in the far right corner. Going to set a high post. Now we whip it to Oliver. 8 seconds to go. We kick it all the way to Pomeroy. See, O'Charlie is going to go downtown. No good as the buzzer will sound, and the half will come to a close. And we'll come to a close also and come back. Coach Spann will have a few highlights and comments toward the beginning of the third quarter. But we'll take a timeout with your score. Nashville Christian Lady Eagles 26. Our visitors from Donaldson Christian Academy 21. We'll take a break right now.
I missed that basket. I don't know how I'm all the way over. I'll go check it out then.
Well, Coach, who's our leading scorers here as we return? As we're waiting for DCA to get out of the locker room. So run down some of the scoring. These are incomplete stats, probably.
Ava Pomeroy has 8 points, 1 3. Charlie Harper, 2 threes and another basket for 8 points. Whitley Miller has 1 3 and another basket for 5 points. Cammie Bishop has 1 basket. Let me see, Coach. And Riley O'Connor is 3 for 4 from the foul line.
For DCA,
the DCA scoring is led pretty heavy-handed by Dawson. She has 13 points. Scales has 3, and Audrey Coder has 5 points. I'm not sure I wouldn't double Dawson, Coach, every time she touched the ball.
Well, she's got, how many did you say?
She has 13 of their 21.
All right, 26-21 as the Lady Eagles will go back on defense and look for them to jump into that 2-3 trap. Let's see. Here they come. Oh, we hammer in better that time, but they get away with it into the corner. They try to lob to the post, and they're whipping around nicely and gunning a long one, no good. And then we're going to get, and that's a good call because Whitley wrapped her arms around her, and that was a good call. She did it. They usually don't see that. I hate that they saw it against our team, but I thought it was a good call. And Dawson's going to try the drive, and it's deflected away, and they pick it back up.
It is Whitley's first foul.
Right. DCA, right side, hesitates, shoots it. Usually don't need to shoot those if you have to hesitate. And they're going to say Pomeroy walk. Boy, are you seeing all those, Coach, or are we just old? What?
Well, no, they say the walk is the hardest one to see, but for the referee.
I kind of wish we weren't so picky at this level unless it's a pure advantage, you know, a total advantage.
Yeah, it's not so much picky, Coach. It's just we just know so much.
Yeah. Okay, Whitley comes out of there with a loose ball, gets to Pomeroy down the left side, backs back out of there. They pick her up. O'Charlie will set the court. Should have gone right back to Pomeroy. Bonds comes to the high post. Miller to the right side. O'Connor. Now we should have stayed down there on that side and would get it to her on the short corner. We whip it around and she seals inside nicely, but we deflect it. We're telegraphing and not pass faking. Here comes DCA roaring into front court. Dawson's going to left hand a gun one. No good. Or long one, she guns no good. 26-21. O'Charlie will set the court as we led by 5. Coach, we got a chance to get this thing up to 8 or 9, 10 points. And now's the time to do it. Right side, Pomeroy to O'Connor. Goes it back across the Bonds. Top of the key, O'Charlie to Pomeroy downtown. A little short. Good hustle by O'Connor and her. And Shepard go down like WWF there.
I don't even think there was a call, Coach.
There wasn't. It just went out of bounds. We're still in a kind of a floating 1-1, kind of a 1-3-1. They play catch, and they finally get across in the middle. And attacking is Dawson, knocked out of bounds from behind by a hustling Miller. 6:07 to go of the third quarter. The Lady Eagles of Nashville Christian leading here in a big home game, 26-21. A little baseline.
They like to throw it right back to the inbound.
Yeah, do it again. Well, there's Dawson taking it in nicely and drawing the foul. She just hammers it and takes it Shaquille O'Neal-like.
See, I think we need to double down when she touches it. Because she is going to dribble it.
Yeah, if she gets it, she's going to the hoop.
I should have set up here when I was coaching.
You're a lot smarter up here. Dawson, you look at athlete, left hands that thing up there nicely, twines it, 26-22. We're going to check the Junkyard Dog, J.B. Sizemore in for 007. 4-point lead, Nashville Christian. DCA looking to cut it to 3 here, 5:58 to go. This one's way off the mark after a perfect shot on the first one. O'Connor hands to O'Charlie. Back to Pomeroy. Left side Miller as we beat it. We got a Sizemore all along. We finally hit her down on the baseline, throws it away. Here comes DCA leading, trailing by 4 as we lead by 4, 5:38 to go. DCA will face our man-to-man. They bring a high post and screen across, and Miller, no, they called a walk. Miller deflected away as she made her pivot and shuffled the feet. Been a lot of walk calls in this game, Coach.
Yes, sure have.
26-22.
They're pretty close calls. If we look down, we're wide open. Still are.
2-1-2. Sizemore gets in the corner. Thought about the 3. She hit a couple the other night. Oh, nice pounding the ball on the floor and powering it into the goal. As Riley, the Irish O'Connor, gives us a 6-point lead. DCA gets it in the middle to Dawson. And now they set the court against our 2-3. No, we've gone man-to-man again, 28-22. We throw to Dawson in the high post, and Sizemore will reach, trying to deny her the ball. And she's got 3, and they'll set her right back down.
He may not here in the third.
28-22, 4:54 to go. He elects not to go to the bench. We man-to-man out of bounds. They run a nice play. She came open, and we got a, maybe because they set an illegal pick, and it will go back to Nashville Christian. 4:54 left in the third quarter.
They are calling it pretty close, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of whistles. Kind of wish they let some of this stuff go.
This is a veteran crew that's calling this.
Yeah, they're a good group. And we get it out of there as a foul was called by reaching Coulter, or Shepard rather. The reach over there on the sideline in front of our bench. Coach Patton sets the corner. We got Sizemore is going to come up to the high post. Pomeroy to inbounds. Miller right in front of her. But we give instead to O'Charlie, top of the circle. Left side Sizemore to Miller. Baseline O'Connor. Shoot that. Across to Pomeroy. Bottom right in front of us. It was perfect all the way. 31-22, Coach, our biggest lead of the game at 9.
Those are great shots when they go in.
As we go under 4.5 minutes of the third quarter, DCA taking a long time, and JB comes across and went through the girl instead of for the ball. She had the steal, and that's her 4th, and Cammie Bishop will sit her down. JB had the steal had she run through the pass instead of the girl's back.
Yeah, you shoot that lane, and she didn't.
And that was a chance to go up 11. We lead 9 here. We are in control, but long way to go.
If you watch them on their press offense, Coach, they don't look deep either. We could have come up and been ready to steal it.
Dawson's going to lay it down left hand. And when she gets it, we've got to either double team or jump ahead of the ball to cut it off, because she's going to lay it down and go left-handed. And it's just a rule of thumb these girls need to know from junior pro days. They know that. Oh, she stepped across that baseline, didn't she? Maybe not. I thought she did. 9-point lead, 4:05 to go.
I've got a redhead in my way. I couldn't see that.
DCA rips it across and gunning that ball long range again. No good. This time Shepard misses. Here comes Pomeroy racing past the timeline. Left side to Bishop. Nice inside to Riley O'Connor. Miss it, gets it back, lays it back up. No good, and she's fouled. Great pass by Bishop on the baseline as she caught a tough pass, then laid it down and beautifully passed it to the Irish, who couldn't finish but draws the 2-shot foul. 31-22, a 9-point lead, our biggest of the game. And Riley gives us a 10-point lead as she twines it perfectly.
Riley told me this morning she got here at 6 a.m., Coach, and shot 75 free throws. She was so mad at herself for last night's effort.
Well, she got enough sleep in your class so she could come in early. And she gives us an 11-point lead. And now we're taking a little bit of control of this contest. DCA, well, they need to dribble up some to draw the trap. They're not sure how to. Oh, that's not a good place to stop,
They
hon.
pass east-west.
And here comes Cammie Bishop getting it deflected, and they are going to throw the ball away. And we did a good job there on the pass, and they never tried to draw our trap.
You know, a good press coach, you might not steal it. They may just throw the thing away.
Yeah. Coming in is Miller again, and sitting down is O'Charlie. 11-point lead. We've got Miller over here wide open. Instead back to Bonds. Bonds gives to O'Connor. She has a three. Instead left side Bonds. Riley shoots into the high post, then sets a high ball screen and rolls. Instead to Miller in the right corner. Miller to Pomeroy, left side Bishop. Bishop looks back to Pomeroy, top of the circle. 3 minutes to go. Inside of Bishop. We moving around nicely. This is Pomeroy, left hands it down, then backs out of there and hands to Miller, top of the circle. Back to Pomeroy, bottom. Downtown, 36-22. We jumped to a 14-point lead. This game was tight, and suddenly, well, they're not attacking that press properly at all. I tell you, they're struggling right now. They're going to get a 10-second call, but not before the timeout was called, and they're a little shy and tender on this press attack.
I believe what they're trying to do is get it to Dawson in the middle. We're sort of stopping that now. So they're just throwing east and west across the court.
Well, also in our booth is my grandson, Mason McPherson. Mason, what are your comments so far on the contest?
I think it's been a very shooting contest. I feel like there's been a lot of like outside attacks and a lot of there's also been a lot of like traveling calls as well.
Sure has. You like the threes though, don't you?
Yes.
All right, and Mason's got his first basketball game tomorrow as we open up our season in a fourth grade league. And
Mason's knowledge of the game, Coach, is just way beyond his years.
Well, he thinks that anyway.
He believes Larry Bird's the greatest player ever, and that's awesome.
Yeah. I guess Jordan and then Bird. Put Magic up there in the top three, I guess. A lot of great players in the 80s, early 90s. I miss those days for more reasons than one. 36-22, Nashville Christian will go to man-to-man with a 14-point lead here late in the third quarter. 2:27 to go. Little give and go. And finishing nicely on the little give and go is Shepard as she lays it off the board good and is fouled. And that shaves it back to 12 with a chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. She guns it. A little strong off the back iron. We block out nicely but didn't pursue. Cammie walked but hands to Miller. Here comes Miller racing to Oliver. Oliver right side. Pomeroy wants to drive. Bounce pass over to Miller, left side. She's got the three, and she'll take that three, and it rims out. It was a good one, but it just didn't go down. 36-24, 2 minutes to go. DCA throwing the ball in the corner. Gunning once again, airballing this time. Coulter's shot. We're hustling after the ball, and DCA is going to foul from behind. Bonds hits the deck, and that's their fourth personal. We have 6 in the second half. And so as we go under 2 minutes, Nashville Christian brings a 12-point lead across the timeline with Pomeroy working one-on-one. And we throw high post to Bishop, who lays it all the way to Oliver, who should have shot it. She should have jumped. 36-24. Here comes Dawson left-handing it. And if we cut her off, she's had a tough time driving. This time Coulter takes it all the way and lays it up no good. Excuse me, that was Shepard. We board it, and here comes Pomeroy left side. Gives to Miller, right side to Bonds, inside to Bishop. Nicely back to Miller from downtown. Bada! The trifactor. We move the ball beautifully. Bishop kicks it out. Coach The 15-point lead off the superb passing of the Lady Eagles.
Coach, I love the fact that how fast we got it down court, and then we moved it. Their defense never set.
That's hard to set up after you're sprinting back, and I think we got them scrambling on defense.
If you hear any chomping noise, Coach is downing an ice cream bar right now. It's extremely hard to do on the radio show, but you're doing a good job with it.
The fans really care more about the stats than your analysis of my dessert eating.
They have only scored DCA has only scored 3 points this quarter. So whatever was said at halftime must have been pretty good.
We are now going full court face press. I think that's a good move. We switch on the screens. They're in trouble. And they throw it away as the pressure got to them. So we'll take over, and hopefully we're taking over this ball game with a 15-point lead. DCA extends their half court to 1-2-2. Bonds takes all the way and lays it up. Good! Bob Cousy-like. And she was fouled. That stretches the lead to 41-24. And Coach, we have taken control of this contest.
I think DCA's mentally out of it
I do
right
too.
now.
Right now, we look better than them, and I think they know it. It's still a long way to go. The DCA will have to do something to stop the bleeding here as we jump into a 17-point lead.
Well, I would feed it to Dawson and feed it to Dawson and feed it to Dawson.
Bonds at the line, eyes it, guns it, rims it out. DCA gets a long board on the baseline and comes out of there. Oliver picking up the ball. DCA trying to set up their motion, pass and cut. And it worked pretty good in the first half, but we've really played excellent defense in the second half. They throw it away again, and the pressure bothering the Lady Wildcats. And not sure what was the call, Coach?
They wasn't going to let her in. She got to the table, lady said.
Yeah, they liked it. Oh, Skylar took a hop, skip, and a jump, and they didn't see it.
There were only
and Skylar, she's hustling now, gets it to Charlie. She backs out of there and finds Bonds, who sets the court to Pomeroy. Pomeroy to Kemi Bishop from downtown in the corner. The trifecta again as she hits it from Charlotte Pike. 44-24 as Scott Oliver looked like she was doing the triple jump in the Olympics on that one and got away with it.
Only 3 people didn't see it.
12 seconds, 10 seconds. DCA driving baseline, throwing up junk. We've got 5 seconds. Pomeroy has time.
She can get a
splits
layup.
2. She goes all the way, lays it up at the buzzer. As Coach said, she went New York to LA across the continent, and we take a commanding 20.2-point lead to the fourth canto.
If DCA wasn't down mentally, they were after that.
Yeah,
they are after that.
I think that's the nail in the coffin right there. I know teams have come back, but 20 points in this game would be, I think it's going to be pretty much insurmountable. So the Lady Eagles have taken control of it. Kami Bishop has come off the bench with a couple nice plays and knocking home the 3 from downtown. And stay tuned after this game is the boys action. We always have great rivalry games with DCA. And I don't know who all's listening. I know my sister is, and she's listening all the way in Nolensville. Our channel goes all the way out to Nolensville, Coach, so it's a far-reaching station.
Nolensville has really grown, too. A lot of people, a lot of schools. They've got good basketball programs
They do.
out there.
Lisa and I lived out there for 10 years and loved it.
Well, didn't you run camp out there? That's probably that's one of the reasons.
That's probably the reason the population has increased. But yeah, we loved running our camps out there. It's a great place to live and raise your kids. 46-24. The Lady Eagles not only bring a 22-point lead to the quarter, they get the ball. So Hannah Johnson's checked in. I told Hannah, jack it up if you get it. She's in the right corner in front of us. O'Charlie, Oliver, and the corner.
This
Bishop
may
out
be
top.
our small lineup, Coach.
Bishop on top. Oliver drives baseline, throws it to Bishop, who comes down the lane, and Europeans it up and good for a 24-point lead with 7.5 to go. And now here's Hannah Johnson putting good pressure on the point guard as they try to run 5-man motion on a little screen roll. It's not there. Bishop left hands it past the timeline, picks it up, gives to Bonds. Bonds will set the court from and throws left side to O'Charlie. There's Johnson. She did what we said, but it was off Bonds' long board. Lays it up good with about a 12-foot layup there. The way she shot it, 50-24, and we have definitely slammed the lid.
What offensively we're going to score because everybody's relaxed now.
They really are. Playing really well. This is a good game to bounce back after last night. Driving nicely left-handed is Shepard, and she lays it up there to finally get another basket. How many have they scored now in the second half? What were they at the half? They haven't scored a whole lot.
That was their 5th point right
Only
there.
5 right there. We'd hold them to 3 for a long time. DCA now comes out of there with a steal after scoring. They're down 24. They've got a long way to go. So DCA will try to set the court. We're still in our man-to-man. They get it to the high post. Kicking it out for a long 3. Gunning it no good is the other Dawson. And here's Hannah Johnson with the ball. She comes past the timeline, glances up the clock, 50-26. O'Charlie, top of the circle, lays it down, throws it away, but we pick it up. Bonds, back to Johnson. She's going to gun again. Does she bank it in? Almost. Bishop coming in there, but Oliver saves it. O'Charlie rims it out. That one looked good also. DCA out of there quickly with the ball, 50-26, 5:50 to go. Taking it all the way in and laying it up. Good. No, they're going to call a charge as we set up nicely. Was that Bonds that took it? And she went koozie-like in there, but Bonds set up for the travel. Bishop takes a blow, and coming in, Riley, the Irish O'Connor, Scholar in the left corner. And over here, Hannah Johnson in the right corner. Riley goes to the high post.
1-3-1-D.
And they hammer the Irish as she was trying to get a high post feed, and that'll send her to the line for the 1+1. So our girls have a comfortable lead, and hopefully, I guess everybody's been in the contest so far, haven't they? No, we've got Morgan Wright over there and Reagan Locke, so hopefully they can get a minute here. The Junkyard Dogs coming back in. The Irish eyes it, guns it, no good. Here comes DCA out of there with it, 24-point deficit. They're in a big hole right now. Shepard gunning a nice long one and strings the tray home to cut it to 21. O'Charlie, left side to Bonds. Bonds looking at the high post to the Irish, back to O'Charlie from downtown. The collegiate 3 is not quite there.
You know, Coach, that 1-3-1's not going to be, the high post not going to be open against 1-3-1.
Irish is jumping on the rebound, and it'll be over to DCA on the alternate possession. JB Sizemore would check in for 007 as she went, Charlie, excuse me, I can't think and talk. Riley went in for the board, and it was a tie-up, and it goes to DCA. Down 21 with 5 minutes left. Hannah, good pressure on the point guard. On the drive, DCA gets a nice little penetration layup, and putting it up is Adriana Dawson with a nice layup. They cut it to 19. They're still fighting. Johnson lobs over here to O'Charlie, back to Johnson in the corner to JB inside to Riley. Makes the move, kicks it out, and we swimming around. Oliver, she's going to gun. It's going to be off. But Junkyard gets it, lays it up. No good, but she draws the foul. She came in on a long three-point shot. Most of the time, a missed 3 comes off on the weak side, and JB was right there to grab it and draw the foul. Reagan Locke is set to check in. and she's going to get O'Charlie out of the game. So let's see if Reagan can get in the scoring column. The Junkyard strings it. So Sizemore will eye the second one. And nice form, a little long. And DCA out of there with a struggling rebound. Down 20, approaching 4 minutes. Shepard lays it down in the corner. This is Seals trying to get something. They throw it away. Here we come, Johnson rolling past the timeline. 51-31. Johnson gets a high post screen. Goes in the corner, Reagan Locke. Locke hammers the ball back out of there, right side Oliver. And back to Locke between the circles. She sets the court. She'll pass to the Irish underneath to Sizemore nicely. As Riley O'Connor spotted her as she cut across the lane from the high post. Riley feeds her for the 22-point lead. Johnson pressure, receives a ball screen. We switch nicely. 3:40 to go. A lot of dribbling by DCA and not going a lot of places. They were running their offense pretty good early, but we've taken them out of a lot of rhythm. Here's Dawson, take it all the way in, lays it up, and normally makes that one. They're tired right now. 22-point lead as we have put them away here in this second half. Oliver back to Johnson. Johnson brings it back to Locke as they interchange. Oliver looks to give and go to O'Connor. She'll kick it out to Johnson. No, bounce under to JB again. And why there was no call there, I think because it's a 22-point lead probably.
Yes. That would have been a good shot on a Nerf goal.
3 minutes, and nice job by Riley tying up the driving Dawson. JB really got hammered on that last shot, and that was another nice play on our passing there, as we've done a good job on our passing. So we're 2-1-2 here. We look down court, and we're going to lob it. JB's going to lose it. And Morgan Wright will check in for the Irish, so everybody's in the contest. And let's see if one of these girls off the bench can get in the scoring column.
Morgan's picking up one of the Dawson sisters.
A little mismatch size-wise there. And here's the screen and roll, laying it up, no good. Skylar drew the foul, and they'll go to the line.
If you'd have noticed, Morgan did a good job switching off on that. They played it right.
Adriana Dawson will go to the line. And loops it up there, no good. 22-point lead with 2:30 to go. Nashville Christian with a commanding lead here before a relaxed crowd on a Friday night in Bellevue. Second shot looked nice. She strings it home to cut it to 53-32. 2.5 to go. Johnson facing the press. Over to Locke. Locke, long pass in front court. JB saves it nicely. Then dribbled too much. Should have picked it up. And here comes DCA in the front court. Well, they're going to gun an NBA three. That's a long one, no good. JB battles nice there. Lobs ahead to Locke. She wasn't ready for it. JB probably should have kept it. But Locke hustling after it.
Ray wasn't ready.
Yeah,
when she did see it, though, well, she laid herself out on that floor.
She did. She hustled, but the call, I mean, the pass was a little long. And we have a timeout. And, Coach, this one's about over, except for some wrap-up minutes here, and our boys' action will.
You know, sometimes this is the longest part of the game with a score like this.
Well, I know when coaching boys, you're standing at the locker room door ready, and in a blowout game, I always told my guys, when it gets down to 20 seconds, there will be at least 2 whistles inside that 20 seconds. And they're biting at the bit, ready to race onto the floor, and they keep fouling or walking, and the referees will not swallow the whistle when there's 10 seconds
not
left.
unless it's a big game. They'll swallow it then.
We have a very unfriendly score panel. It's very difficult to manage. And I tell you,
scoreboard people taking a bow.
And I tell you, it's not a user-friendly board at all. It's difficult to reset. Our scoreboards look great, but that score clock is difficult to operate, and it doesn't have a remote switch. You have to punch on the stopping it, and I know our fans don't care about hearing about that. So back to the action. Inside, spinning little half hook there by Shepard, no good. She's going to draw the foul. That nice little move. DCA's got some good athletes. I think they just got down there as that third quarter got going as we got on a roll.
Well, you know, this young girl here has started looking for the basket.
Yeah.
Early they were just passing it around.
Yeah. And needs a little more leg there in the shot. A little bit too much arm, so see if she can get a better look here. And that one looked nice.
Good arch.
Strokes it through for a 20-point lead for Nashville Christian. Johnson in a lot of trouble there. She kept dribbling through it. DCA throwing ahead. And they're going to kick out to three. There she goes again. She is looking to gun. Locke with a nice board and is thrown to the ground. Here, Reagan's not afraid to mix it up. And she's a lot like JB, who we have named the Junkyard Dog. And Reagan is locked down, but she does a lot of dirty work like JB does and is not afraid to get dirty and bruised and hit the floor.
You know, she was banned from the kindergarten playground, Coach, because she was so rough.
She guns it, and she got on the scorebook with a nice stroke there. And very relaxed hitting that. Isaac guns it, rims it out, no good. Good-looking shot.
You know, Reagan made the coming home thing for the sophomores.
All right, and that's coming up next week. Good pressure by Reagan out there. JB steals it. Whirl dribble, here she comes. She tried to do another one, but Dawson steals it nicely and left hands that ball past the timeline. 1:20 to go as we're winding this one down. Shepard wanted that one again. Takes it all the way, lays it up. It is no good, and it's going to go back to us. 1:13 to go.
Both coaches still up in coaching.
Oliver will face the press. Back to Johnson. Johnson backs out of there, long cross court to Oliver, and that really looked ugly, ladies. So if you're watching, we have nothing to make up for on you there. And DCA's calling a really important timeout with a 21-point lead and 1:04 to go. So
I think it knocks them down to just 2 or 3 timeouts left.
They've got, I think still stop it some more. So Coach Patton, who's doing double duty this year, he's got the girls, and Coach Quinn has to do the pregame prep for the boys. As I know he's a tired puppy a lot of times, especially when you're on those road games in Clarksville on Tuesday night. Man, that's tough. And Clarksville is actually just about in Missouri, I believe, isn't it? So with the 21-point deficit and 1:04 to go, trying to wind this one up. Very relaxed crowd. I hope the boys' game will be bring some exciting action. Locke comes out to lock down. Johnson runs out as we're kind of in a running zone here, running at him. Morgan closing out on the girl. She throws a brick up there. Johnson rolling past the timeline, backs it out of there nicely. Going to throw to JB on the right side. There's Morgan. She wanted it. Reagan drives baseline and throws it off the hands of DCA. We'll maintain it out of bounds with 43 seconds left. Morgan Wright in the corner here. Let's see if she'll gun one. And it goes to Schuyler from downtown. Stream music. Good. 57-33. And we're right across from the rim, and it looked good the whole way. Knocked away by JB. Reagan gets it, rips it out of there. Here she comes. 25 seconds to go.
Schuyler has the hot hand if I can get it to her.
And Morgan Wright wants it badly too. JB high post. Over to Schuyler. She wants it again, and this time no good. Morgan trying to come in on the backside. Doesn't look like she's going to get there. And, of course, Coach, there's your foul. 11.5 to go, and still plenty of time for another whistle in the closing seconds. JB has fouled out again, and that's because you got to put Pomeroy back in.
I think
So
JB's closing it on the school record.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of sarcastic high fives over there as she sits down and DCA goes to the line. And Coach, I'm telling you, there'll be another whistle.
Yeah.
And here it comes almost. Reagan gets out of there with it. 8 seconds. Let's see. DCA's probably going to foul. 6 seconds. 4 seconds.
There we go.
Are we going to hold it? Johnson from 30. Oh, she takes it out. I don't think Coach liked that, but I do. I like to play to the final buzzer. So I applaud you, Hannah, for the long-range bomb. And we take a 57-33 victory to the locker room. Coach, we'll be back. Well, I guess you're going to take a break here. Coach Brothers should be joining us as the boys come out for the warm-up. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, from Nashville Christian High School in Bellevue, Tennessee, this is Mike McPherson along with Coach Jeff Brothers bringing you the broadcast of the contest between the boys DCA Wildcats and our own Nashville Christian Eagles.
A good girls game, just finished up, Coach. Our girls pulled away in the third quarter. It was a tight game through the first half, and hopefully the boys' game will be similar in effort and success.
Both teams coming off tough losses last night against Goodpasture, and so our girls rebounded nicely against DCA and just about ready for the starting lineups. And, Coach, this first time we've been in the booth in a while, and wanted to congratulate you on a great football season again.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Ironically, this is the group that beat us in the state finals,
yes.
But it takes a lot to get there. Proud of the boys for the accomplishment. Not many people get to play for a state championship in their lifetime, right. And our guys had that opportunity today, this year, I should say, and really proud of their effort, throughout the entire season.
Well, I usually get to follow up with you early in basketball season after that, so this was my first opportunity to do that, and it was a great season. Some of those guys are out on the floor tonight. So our Eagles are about to be introduced down below, and DCA has just been introduced. And here comes Brandon Smith, number 3. His brother, Donovan Smith. Isaiah
Thomas.
Isaiah Davis there. Isaiah Thomas.
If Isaiah Thomas was playing, would be a real treat.
I think there's been 3 or 4 Isaiah Thomas. And we got Braylon Toll. Coach, we've got some injuries and sickness, don't we?
We do. We've got a few guys out, a few guys that play key minutes, a couple of starters out for various reasons. And same way last night, still fought hard against a good Goodpasture team. And, it's good to see these guys get opportunity to play and see if they can provide a spark.
Well, we've got a young team out there other than Isaiah. And, of course, Cam Carden out there, junior. So Isaiah is our only senior, and we're about ready for the jump. We've actually gone into a bit of an offensive tip with 2 guys in our front court, the Smith brothers. So Isaiah set to jump with Frazier, Max Frazier, and we control it, and the general has it. So we'll set the court. DCA is in a 2-3 zone. They got a couple of big guys on that back line there. And we'll set the court with Cam Carden at the high post. Braylon Toll goes to the right wing. Isaiah will cut through and set up on the right wing. So let's see what we do with him as we get a little exchange motion out front, maybe setting Isaiah up for something. And Cam Carden rolling in that high post. Brandon downtown rims it out, no good. That was a good-looking shot, no good. And so DCA quickly past the timeline, stolen by Donovan. He'll take it all the way, lays it up nicely, softly off the board, and we take the 2-point lead as we approach the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. So we also go into a 2-3 zone, Coach.
Yeah, normally we're a man-to-man defense. We've gotten some good traction out of this 2-3 lately.
54 lays it up off the board, no good as he had to shoot over Isaiah, and then DCA knocks that out of bounds back to us.
Coach, I think with our lack of depth, that zone's going to maybe save some legs as the game goes on.
I think we have to. We do have 5 guys on the bench, but a lot of inexperience sitting over there also.
All JV guys.
Yes, they are. And so right side, Cam Carden, who comes from the high post, and he and Braylon exchange, and Cam is going to get an exchange pass as Donovan goes to the right wing, looks for Isaiah on the short corner. Now Isaiah posts up. We get it to him. He kicks it to Cam. Cam back to Donovan. Is trapped, or they run 2 at him. He backs out of there to Braylon. He walked. Trying to do too much with it. And number 54, their big man, David Lyles. Was he a football player, Coach?
Yes, and, I love to see, against the 2-3, love to see somebody working that high post across the free throw line. Braylon just unfortunately doesn't have a whole lot of experience with that. And so kind of had 3 thoughts in his head and couldn't choose one.
He's replaced by Jaden Satterfield. So Isaiah's got the big man out at the elbow right there. And they kick back out top, and that's Johnson as they swing it around to Frazier. Frazier gives it to Frankenfield. He'll try dish it off to Johnson again. He scores, but they're going to call on the floor, reaching before, knocking him down before he got the shot off. Was a nice shot. So DCA sets with 3 guys in the lane in a triangle, and they may do a little double screen here. There's one screen. Just do one there. And the big man posting up. Oh, we got a little bit of mismatch. Isaiah had to switch with Donovan, who smartly switches back. So DCA runs a little weave out top, trying to post up their big man. They lob it to him. Isaiah fouled him over the back. A little bit of a late call. I think he probably laid his hand on him, kind of like a defensive pass interference, that back getting the.
And, Coach, it probably was a foul, but it happened about 6 seconds before he blew the whistle.
It was a late whistle. It was a late whistle. So DCA does a little screen and roll that, or screen the screener, and the big man nicely guns it from about 8 foot on the baseline, good. And that's left-handed ball up there, number 54. It was David Lyles, football player. Left side, Brandon Smith, back to Cam. Cam right side to Smith. Isaiah lays it down, puts it up, hangs nicely. Oh, there's a good shot, just didn't go. We try to tie up on the baseline, and we do. A nice job by Satterfield tying up the ball. The alternate possession will go to DCA in a tie game, just under 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Nice little relaxed crowd sitting here. Hopefully this thing will heat up a little bit later. Now we come up, set a nice trap, and I thought we had either a double dribble, but they're going to call a reaching foul on Brandon Smith.
Brandon, I think.
Brandon laid his hands on him. So as we jumped into a nice little trap there, did a good job. Coach, we've now switched back to man-to-man. And Johnson pounds that ball as they want to run a weave out top. This is Frazier. Frazier left side to Johnson, back to Frazier. They go in the corner to Sims. That little give and go action inside, and he's going to call a double dribble. A lot of those were called, those type calls were called in the girls' game, so.
The eyes are on that. I don't know if that's a point of emphasis this year or not, but it seems to be a point of emphasis tonight.
There's always a point of emphasis on something every year. I wish they'd let those type of things go a little bit, keep the clock running some. Long skip pass to Isaiah. Double pumps as they ran 2 men at him. Now Isaiah's going to gun from downtown, bottom.
Good shot.
Left wing three-pointer gives us a 5-2 lead, and a nice stroke by Davis.
I'd like to see him find his range out there, Coach. He's kind of struggled a little bit here lately from distance, and he can finish at the rim. It'd be good to see him pull out there and draw the defense out of the paint for sure.
This is first-year senior. Wish we could have redshirted him. Long shot off the rim, no good. Brandon Smith with a nice board, races past the timeline, wants to take it all the way in and tried to lob to Isaiah. And he had the right idea, but it was too high. Isaiah did a good job, got down there and sealed out and had a great angle, but Brandon tossed it a little high. Cam Carden comes out of the game, and checking him in for him is
Ryan
DeMumbrium, a sophomore. So DCA, Frazier will set the court. We go man-to-man again. Satterfield out here chasing the ball on Johnson as they lob in the big man, and we got a mismatch, and he still missed it. Davis with a great board, and they're going to call, nice call there. Davis avoided all foul contact and went over everybody and ripped it out. Nice board there. And we retain possession with a 5-2 lead, and a whistle away from the ball as somebody's bleeding, and it looks like Lyles will have to come out for a second as he's been scraped on the elbow. And Riley Bottom will check in for him.
Bolton.
Is that Bolton? So you know these guys from football apparently, Coach, is that right?
Well, I know the difference between an L and a T.
Tell you, this looks like Egyptian hieroglyphics here, what we've got written here. Now, Isaiah may have some blood on him, and he does. I can see a blood spot on his back.
On his back, yeah, that's a little collateral damage there.
And now it looks like Smith has got it also, so the blood has been splattered, and we may have, I don't know if they'll stop and let us change here or just keep it going and make a sub.
It's like they're going to let us change.
I hope so.
Coach, if we can get
I think
done
that's
quickly.
the right thing, especially
it's not
since
his fault.
It's not our fault.
Yeah.
That's the good job of officiating
now
right
they're
there.
Make him do it.
No, they are. And we were just bragging on the officials.
What were we thinking, Coach?
This is a good veteran crew. They're a good group.
They've done a good job tonight.
Yeah. Aubrey Kimbrough will check in and inbounds as we're trying to get some guys' shirts changed. Now, they didn't make Brandon go in, so and now Davis comes back into the contest, or back onto the bench. So DC with a widespread 2-3. Kimbrough comes to the high post. And we have a 3-man exchange out top with a point 2 wings and DeMumbry away from the ball in the low post.
No, can't do
and that pass was a little bit too short.
Good
and nice job by Brandon as he comes down and knocks the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's the backside block defender in that 2-3 is looking for that skip pass. So he's trying to bait you into it, and anything that's got a little too much touch, a little too soft, they're going to break on that and intercept it.
Davis comes right back in for Kimbrough. We baseline out of bounds. Count his own. Good defense on the out of bounds. They're going to post up Sims inside, but they decide not to go to him. DCA. Little 3-man weave out top. Actually, kind of a 4-motion pass and cut. Now it comes to a 5-motion. They're looking for a cutter. If we overplay them, they'll backdoor. And a little dribble handoff action. They're moving the ball nicely. And he walked, and they are looking for that tonight. And we will take a 5-2 lead in the possession down to 3:08 to go.
Yeah, 5 minutes played already and not a lot of scoring, a lot of action, a lot of movement on both ends of the floor, both offensive sets, but not a lot of available shots. And the ones we have taken, I think they've hit 1 out of 3 and we've hit 2 out of 4.
Davis gets the ball right back to DeMumbry on the baseline. Nice move. He just was a little short as he took it up like a layup and probably should have shot it a little stronger or taken it off the glass.
A little higher off the glass.
Even though that was a tough angle there. And now we've got more blood, and they're questioning whether Donovan's got to come out. They're saying no. All right, lob to Davis. Pounds it, takes it, powers it, and draws the foul as we lob it nicely to him. And usually he'll want to just take it up without bringing it down, but I don't think he felt good about it.
Kind of landed awkwardly, a little bit off balance. The body kind of pushed his feet out from under his hips, and I didn't think he could go up really strong, so he took an extra dribble there.
Davis eyes it and strings it 6-2, 2:53 to go. And we do have a young bench tonight, and let's see if we can play through that as Isaiah nets the second one. And we go up 7-2. Good defense by Nashville Christian so far, and we're now still in our man-to-man. So they bring a high post on this motion, and 2 people cut off of him. He steps out to the top of the circle. Handoff, ball screen there. We cut it off nicely with Isaiah picking up the ball. Now Brandon Smith on the ball. They lob it inside. Nice pass, lays it up good, and putting the ball in is Joe Sims. Is they had to lob it perfectly to make it, and they did. And it's 7-4 with the general setting the court right side to Satterfield. Back to Smith, left side to his brother Smith. Lob to Isaiah. It was a little short. DeMumbry picked it out, and we're going to save it over on the sideline nicely by Brandon, who's going to penetrate. Give to Isaiah, who went up to slam it, and they call a blocking foul on the baseline as the contact kept him from elevating for the 2-hand slam.
Good look by Brandon that time, able to penetrate the sort of chaotic reset of the defense and find Isaiah breaking down the baseline. And Isaiah was going to flush it and just got fouled on the way up.
Isaiah, a little strong off the rim. Checking in is Trey Michael Lewis. He is a freshman. And he'll check in for the sophomore Ryan DeMumbry, who will sit down. Isaiah eyes it, guns it, rims that one out also, 7-4. 2 minutes to go first quarter. DCA in a low-scoring game here. Penetrating in, and they're going to call a shove with the forearm as Frazier tried to penetrate into the lane and extended the forearm a little too much while protecting the ball. So 7-4 the contest score. The contest clock is at 1:50 as Donovan Smith left hands it over here to Isaiah. 2 people run at him to contain him. He comes out of there to Brandon, who long range bottom. Knocks it home from Charlotte Pike, and we extend the lead to 10-4. DCA quickly in front court, but we recover pretty nicely. They had us beat for a second, and a nice pass inside and laying it up, but drawing the foul is Bolton. And he'll go to the line as a nice interior or a pass from on top to the interior
Trey Michael just kind of lost him on the back door right there, and DCA was looking for that all the way. With the way our defense has sort of wandered up above the block there.
Bolton bolts that one in for a 10-5 lead for Nashville Christian. Cam Carden checks in. Satterfield, good job there. We'll sit down for a few moments. Bolton again. Looks to cut it to 2 baskets and does. And Donovan, the general, will bring it up as we lead 10-7 with 1:23 to go. Cam Carden goes to the high post. Isaiah down on the low block. We won kind of a 1-3-1 offense. And ball deflected. Trey Michael picks it back up nicely. And Brandon Smith, right side. Donovan Smith fakes to the high post. Donovan, walk.
Brandon.
And
one thing we're doing, it looks like right now, Coach, schematically, is we've got Brandon at the point, Donovan at the 2 guards position to get a more open shot without having to create off the dribble. He drew a lot of double teams and a lot of pressure last night, bringing the ball down. So good move by Coach Patton to alter the scheme a little bit.
Here's Bolton going from 17 foot. It will not go in. They save it on the baseline, laying the ball up there. No good. Nice rebound by Trey Michael. And here we come. Donovan Smith running past the timeline. Stutter dribble. Cut off. Left hands it to his brother, who's going to try to penetrate. Hanging floater is no good. Are they going to give him 2? They are, as he was knocked to the ground as he floated into the lane and does a nice job in drawing the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Braylon Tolles will be set to check in. So we got a lot of young guys getting some good experience. It'd be great to win one without having to sacrifice a win with getting your young guys some experience. So hopefully we can do that as Brandon knocks home the first one. We have led throughout, but by no stretch of the imagination are we in control. But we do lead 11-6, and the second one makes it 12-6.
Well,
as we enter 40 seconds to go.
By virtue of just getting in double digits every quarter is just sort of a pace you at least want to see.
DCA 4 out, actually 5 out, and they screen on that baseline for a long 3-pointer. Nicely done as they skip across, and the postman screens on the baseline for the skip pass, and it was a great skip pass, and they knock it home. That was Johnson left-handing it up there. 15 seconds to go, 3-point lead. We'll go for 1 here. Trey Michael on top, and we left-handed over to him. He swings it to Donovan to Brandon. 4 seconds to go, and he walked. Boy, their coach, like you said, is that the emphasis? Well, 4.6 to go. We're going to get DeMombrian back into the game for Trey Michael, and I think we're going to pick everybody up man-to-man. Now they're setting up a long-distance play. 4.6 to go. 3 seconds. And Donovan with a nice steal from midcourt. And that was a great play and a great job of getting it off as we take a 3-point lead to the second quarter as the cheerleaders join us on the court. And, Coach, any stats that stand out or you want to share with us at this time?
Well, neither team able to get into a tremendous offensive rhythm as far as creating shots. Nobody has Isaiah leads all scorers with 5 points. Brandon also has 5. Both of those guys have a 3-point field goal and then 2 free throws. Isaiah 50% from the field and 50% from the line. So I'd like to see that improve. He's getting some shots. He's getting some looks, I should say, and got to go up and finish. But neither team really getting in that rhythm, and both teams sort of out of sorts on the offensive end. I'm not sure what the situation is at DCA in terms of their bench and their personnel. Perhaps they're like ours. We just got some guys that aren't used to playing on the floor together. We're half a JV lineup, half a varsity lineup at all times on the floor, and there's just sometimes the rhythm's just not there that you're used to.
Right.
The anticipation of where guys are going to be and how to set them up for their shots, and then even on the defensive end, how we're going to rotate and switch and play that 2-3. You got to have some trust that we just don't have the fortune of time.
Right. They've elected to stay with the 2-3 zone to, I guess, slow down a little bit of our penetration, and we do a little 3-man weave. And they're going to oop it inside, laid up nicely to Isaiah Davis as we do some false motion outside to get them rocking and rolling, and then we come back with a great seal for Isaiah, set up beautifully. He wanted to slam it, but wisely brought it down, and nice job by Jaden Satterfield knocking the ball out of the hands of the post player. 14-9. DCA bring the ball in on the baseline. They lob it out here. It is caught by Bolton. And the big man throws it back outside, and gunning again Johnson. This time he's short. We're scrambling on the baseline. Coming out of there is DCA with it, and they will set their court again. Frazier, they go inside. It's way short on the high post. We come out of there, both teams scrambling. Carden, and they almost called a walk on the general. Fortunately, he kept that pivot foot. Left hands it over here. Brandon picks it up nicely to Isaiah. He wants to make a one-on-one move. They double down on him. It's going to free up. Oh, nicely, Satterfield laying the ball up as Cam Carden. Good! And he was fouled as Satterfield did a nice job penetrating and brought defense to him, leaving Cam Carden alone. It's just great to see Cam Carden wanting to just play, to have fun, to help this team out, and now here he is getting significant minutes.
Well, and that's the high school sports that you want to see. Just play ball. That's what you're here to do. It's the only time in your life you get a chance to do something like that. Go take the opportunity to be a great teammate and have fun.
Cam Carden completes the three-point play, jumps the lead out to 8. So we've taken a little bit of control of the contest here early as we're at the 6:52 mark of the second quarter. Nice warm January day here. If you're looking at this game years from now, it's January the 14th, 2022, and a lot of weather forecast for this weekend, possibly.
Warm January day. Today, I was, had my short sleeves on today, this afternoon outside, and a couple of days from now, they're saying it could be anywhere from 5 to 18 inches of snow. So, and they said it with a serious face. It might be 1.5 feet of snow.
And that's Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know why we're surprised. It's this way. It's been this way my whole life. But
which means we're going to get cold rain and nothing else.
That's right. We run at them with the 2-3 trap, and it works as they throw the ball out of bounds as we surprise them by running our guys at the – I tell you, if you scout us, when we go 2-3, we're probably going to jump you early, and they just weren't ready for it. They did not have that scouted out. And so with an 8-point lead, we got a chance to build on it, get it to double digits here, as Donovan Smith will bring it past the timeline. And let's see what we said here. Oh, DCA's going man. Back door. They picked it up pretty nicely that time. We set it up immediately. Here's Donovan. Nothing there. Isaiah steps into the lane, lays the ball up, and they're going to call an offensive charge on Isaiah as he runs over the guy that had set up there. Pretty close call there, and also very late.
It was called about – well, the ball had already gone through the basket, hit the floor, and they were getting ready to set up their inbounds play when the whistle blew. But, we got to play through that too. That's the way it's going to be.
It's a good veteran crowd, but we've had a couple of late whistles, and sometimes trying to get your lips around that whistle, and they're a little late there. The referees are conferring about something.
Watching the game and then realize you're supposed to call the foul you just saw.
Coach Patton is trying to get
the basket
a late charge and getting the basket to go, and I think that's what they are discussing.
Right.
DCA will probably disagree with that suggestion by Coach Patton.
A wily argument, why not?
It would be a big play here. Let's see what they do. And they're coming over the score table. They're going to count that basket. And DCA is not going to like that call at all. Boy, you don't see that called very much. Isaiah is subbed out of the game quickly, and Ryan DeMumbrium gets in there. We go into the 2-3, and let's see if we jump them at midcourt.
Well, Coach, I like to see Isaiah going to the basket square and finishing up high near the rim. He's got that height and uses his ability to jump and go in there with a purpose, and that's good.
We don't this time with a 10-point lead. We get Isaiah out of there. High post shot, hanging shot, nicely made that time by Riley Bolton as he turned and immediately did what you're supposed to do on the high post and faced the basket. Cuts it to 19-11. Cam Carden gives a ball screen. It's refused by Brandon. Back to Cam on the inside. Stops, powers, lays it up, no good. DeMumbrium back there lays it up nicely off the board to maintain the 10-point lead. So the sophomore DeMumbrium gets in there and lays it up. He's playing the middle of the zone. Back there, Satterfield and Carden with him. DCA trying to work it for a decent shot against the zone as our Smith brothers scramble out top. They trap it. They break the seam, but we're really scrambling nicely and force a shot. No good. Cam Carden fights for it, pulls it away, gives to Smith. Donovan past the timeline. Great defense that time by Nashville Christian. DCA will fall back to a man-to-man. We set a 1-4 low. Here goes Donovan. Hanging shot. It's hard to stop. 15-footer. Ba-da!
I was waiting for a late whistle on that one, Coach. There was a little contact on that shot.
Little hip action, but great play. 23-11. Our guys really scrambling inside. DeMumbrium tries to go straight up, but they get him for an umbrella, and it's going to be a three-point attempt there as Sims nicely powered it in, and we'll get a chance for the three-point play as he put a roof over him instead of going straight up. He tried to. It was a good effort, but they'll go to the line. Our guys are really scrambling on defense. Kimbrough coming into the contest. Shot off the rim, and what are they going to call?
What'd he do?
I don't know. It's our ball, but I have no idea what that call was. There was no
shooter,
foul.
The shooter did something. I'm not sure what.
May have gone across the line. I don't know.
Well, again,
that may have been.
That ball came off the rim. We had the possession, and we're running down the floor when he calls that.
That's a third late whistle right there. 23-13, 10-point lead. Kimbrough gives a screen. It's refused. He'll gun from three downtown, a little short. Got to get it up a little bit. 10-point lead for Nashville Christian as DCA Wildcats come across the timeline. Ball screen set for the point guard, and they'll have to reset their court. Ball over here to Johnson. He likes to pull early, no good. Brandon Smith with the board. We've got a secondary break coming here. Donovan, nice pass. Well,
that was kicked.
It looked like it was going to be a nice pass.
Is that ball not kicked?
Looked like it. DCA is injured on that baseline, and they need to get a sub for him, but they're going to play through it, it looks like. Johnson, he'll try to gun that again. This time they close out on him pretty nicely, and they move the ball around. Bolton with a nice skip pass, and then he flashes into the high post. DeMumbrium, nice job on him, and it causes him to shoot a little short. Brandon Smith quickly past the timeline with a 10-point lead, takes it all the way in, floats it up. Good! And he was fouled.
Great
on the
move.
Penetration. They got him with the hip, and he did an excellent job of skying and then laying it tenderly off the glass. Good.
Really great body control right there, Coach, because he was going, and the defender had an opportunity to establish position, but Brandon was able to control his body, change the launch angle, and slide by and draw the foul and hit the shot.
He increases our lead to 12. Satterfield, who's doing a great job with defensively, sits out for a second. And Braylon Toll back into the contest, and we rim that one in good. And Brandon gets the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Brandon's 3 for 3 from the line. That's good to see.
26-13, Braylon closes out on the ball. And DCA moves the ball nicely, drives the baseline, kicks it over here to Johnson. Inside, nice seal by Sims, but they're going to get the foul called on
Ryan.
Nashville Christian as DeMumbrium called him with the hip, and he'll go to the line, stopping the clock with a 13-point lead with 3:41 on the clock.
And Coach, that foul drives me crazy because you're told you can jump straight up, but yet every time you jump straight up and there's contact, they still call a foul.
You should be able, that's verticality, you should have that. And misses that second one. And Donovan out of there with it. Takes into the lane, bounce nicely to DeMumbrium, lays it up. Good! And he was also fouled. As we've had several give and goes and cuts to the basket. And DeMumbrium playing a little bit like a veteran tonight. Gives us a 14-point lead, and he's a big old boy, and he's going to keep growing, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, still really young in his body, and he's Ryan's probably 6'3", about 190 right now, and very young. Has a lot of room to grow.
Could be a 6'5", 210 here one day.
Tight end, defensive end, it's fine with me.
That one bounces twice good, 29-14, 15-point lead, 3:30 to go. DeMumbrium lines up back there in the middle of the zone. We come out to trap.
There it is.
Stolen by Kimbrough nicely. Gives to the general, takes it up, lays it up. Good, beautiful. After the steal by Kimbrough. And the general takes it in, and we take a commanding 15-point lead. No, is that 16 points?
That's 17, Coach.
I went to Antioch, Coach. I'm not sure about my math. DCA drives the baseline.
Oh, no.
And we're going to get a reaching foul or a knee stuck out by Kimbrough. And 31-14 with 3:05 to go on the baseline drive. Kimbrough a little frustrated at that call.
I know I'm belaboring the point, but whatever happened, and the ball took 2 dribbles towards the sideline, and everybody's chasing it, and then the whistle blows.
Xavier Goins at the line, and he's too strong. Kimbrough with the strong board gives to the general as we come roaring past the timeline. Braylon got behind the defense, laid it up good as the general gave him a 40-foot pass beautifully as DCA was lax in getting back, and we have exploded to a 19-point lead, taking total control of this contest. We're extending our 2-3 zone. DCA not liking the pressure. Johnson fires away, no good. Tolles with the rebound, and here we go again. Here comes Smith. Stutter steps, takes it all the way and lays it up, no good. A nice shot, nice penetration, just a little too far to the other side of the goal. And we're going to get a block foul on Toll as crashing was Max Frazier, as he did a good job driving down the left side of that line or the lane. And so Davis has sat out a long time here, and we have increased our lead. So that's been good. He's been able to sit and eat up minutes, and we have increased our lead.
Well, and Donovan's doing a great job of seeing the floor, which he always does, and we've got guys now that are anticipating the ball. It's kind of from all angles and all, and every place on the floor can be an assist from Donovan, and our guys are starting to realize that.
Frazier nets the first one, 33-15, 18-point lead. He makes it 7. No, it rims out, and we're there for the board. And Smith flying past the timeline. Now backs out of there with it. We didn't have the numbers. DCA back to the man-to-man. Let's see if we're going to set up a backdoor play. Brandon take it all the way in, lays it up, no good, but he drew a walk is what he drew. He struggled a little bit there.
That was a layup.
I'm baffled. Sometimes I get speechless here. 33-15. I don't know.
Coach, I'm not baffled, to be honest with you.
I don't know what we're seeing sometimes out here. So 4 out, 1 in. Long skip pass to Johnson. He saves it. And DCA just working around the perimeter, and they skip it again and almost threw it away. It's third time's a charm.
He's going to call traveling. Yeah.
And this time they're going to call a walk on that baseline as he shuffled his pivot foot and tried to
he dribbled first. Look, I'm going to say that was turnabout's fair play, I guess, but there was a dribble before there was any movement, so I'm not sure how that's traveling.
33-15, 1:40 to go, 1-4 low. Donovan inside to DeMumbrium, a little too hard. Usually Donovan just takes that up for a hanging 15-footer. That's probably what DeMumbrium was expecting, but the pass was a little awry anyway.
Well, that's what I say. You got to always expect a pass from Donovan.
DCA penetrating, hanging 17-footer, good. Nice pull-up by Frazier. 33-17, 1:25 to go. Coach puts us in a 5-out. We're really spreading the court in a 5-man motion. It allows Brandon to hit Tolles on the baseline again, and he lays it up. He's sneaking in behind him. That's the second time, and it takes it back to 18-point lead as DCA having trouble with that. Taking the ball in and forcing it up too hard, no good to Mumbrium. Gives to the general, takes it all the way down, left-handed layup. He was hit, and they're probably going to call a 1-and-1 because I don't think he was shooting that. We'll see what they judge. Satterfield goes to the table.
I think they're going to make it 1-and-1, Coach. No, they're going to give him 2 shots.
All right.
Okay,
we'll take it. Judged it as a shot, 58.3 to go, 35-17. The general will eye the mark. We've got Cam Carden set to check in, and I tell you, with our sick guys, we've got at home, we've got Big Jack McIntosh has been sick, and also KY Young. So took 2 starters out of the contest. We are recovering. They missed last night. We're recovering nicely from last night, and we go to a 20-point lead inside a minute. We set in our 2-3 zone. We've really got it stretched high and very active. DCA, a little trouble with it as we're forcing them wide also, and they're having trouble with an inside game. 40 seconds to go.
They look a little uncomfortable against the 2-3, Coach.
Yeah, they really do. They're trying to run almost a motion against it. They maybe just be going for 1 shot down to a half minute. As we have taken control of this contest.
There you go, Jake.
And nice steal by Satterfield. He's going to take it up nicely, body control, to give us a 22-point lead. Satterfield with a steal in the lay. 39-17. We're down to 10 seconds to go. DCA will try to get off a buzzer shot. We're still scrambling out there. Johnson, we knew he would take it. It's going to be a little short. Here comes the general. He's got 3 seconds. He's got time. He's going to pull from 25. It's just short. But a great first half with guys sick at home, guys sitting on the bench that play a lot, and our reserves have stepped up tonight to give us a commanding 22-point halftime lead as we go to the half for the blow. back at Nashville Christian in growing and gracious Bellevue, Tennessee. Might be first with Coach Jeff Brothers. And, Coach, we've had a good first half here, jumping to a 22-point lead. When you score almost 40 and hold them to under 20, you had a good half.
Well, and this is the great thing about this half is the first half is that none of our players are in double digits, and we have 40 points in a half. Jaden Satterfield has a bucket. Brandon Smith has 8 points, shooting 100%, 2 for 2 from the field and 3 for 3 from the line. Donovan has 8. Isaiah has 9. Braylon has 4. Ryan has 5 good points, and Cam has 3. Coach, we shot 19 of 25 field goals for 76% in the first half.
Well, I'll take that.
82% from the line on 9 of 11. And meanwhile, DCA only 6 of 14 in the first half. So the shooting percentage and the spreading of the wealth, the difference in that half.
Really, from a coaching standpoint, that's almost a perfect first half. And we have shown that with a 22-point lead. Isaiah Davis will return to the starting lineup. He sat out that whole second quarter, and we pumped that lead up.
Well, he's definitely a presence inside, especially with his length and his height. He's done a great job tonight of we don't have Jack, we don't have KY, so the only post presence we have is when he gets down in there and starts posting up, and he's done a good job of that, accepting that role tonight, and it's been beneficial for us.
So he's going to get on the top of this 1-3-1. I remember facing this against Goodpasture, and Dustin bringing that over here right now, and Isaiah, the big man, on top to force the long pass. The problem with that is it gets him away from the goal. The purpose of it is to get them to lob over, and while I'm talking about that, they nail a three. 39-20. Isaiah.
Hand check.
And we're going to get a hand check. That was not quite as tardy on that call.
That's an excellent observation, Coach.
And
perhaps he was anticipating that one, and so he jumped right on it.
And the Smith Brothers car wash sets the court, left side. And this is where, look for Isaiah. Okay, there's a reaching foul there against Isaiah, so they pick up 2 quick ones here.
Same guy.
In the first 35 seconds of the half. And we'll get the ball still side front court as the coach Patton felt the call was below the free throw line, which means it should be baseline out of bounds.
Yeah.
They go to Cam, high post, nothing there, kicks back out to Smith, his brother on the right side, instead left side to Isaiah. Isaiah will penetrate and didn't get the ball up high enough on the skip. DCA with the steal, and they come down trailing by 19, trying to get back into this contest. Long skip to the corner to Johnson. Instead, ball whipped back around all the way into the corner. DCA moving the ball nicely to the big man inside, puts it up just short as Lyles made a nice little half hook move there into the lane and was hacked, and will draw two foul shots as he goes to the line.
That's Isaiah's 3rd foul here early in the second half.
Yeah, let's see what Coach does with that. I think I'd leave him in right now. Lyles bounces that one home, and they have scored the first few points of this half. 39 to, how many is that?
4.
The first 4, and they'll try to make it 5-0 for the second half, and they do, as he strings it home. And 39-22. So DCA trying to slowly crawl back into the contest. Isaiah will go set up down the low block. Cam at the high post, left side. Satterfield lobs a dangerous pass to the top. To Cam bouncing inside beautifully.
Good look.
And Isaiah lost it off his hands, but fortunately it hit Sims on the way out.
I think Isaiah was using his offhand to kind of brace himself and didn't quite get the handle.
That's try to force it in, and that's going to be the 3rd foul on DCA. Right off the bat, they've got 3, and they're going to have to sub in. They bring in Bolton in for their postman, Joe Sims.
And that's his 4th foul. That's why he came up.
That's tough. Isaiah wants to lob, now pops out. Wants to take it baseline, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds as he did a reverse layup. And there have been more foot calls in this contest.
We're sitting right here above that, and I didn't see it.
We run 2 men at the ball again out of our 2-3. DCA, a little bit intimidated, I think, by the pressure, but they do move it inside nicely, and they weren't intimidated then. It's down to 15, Coach, and 39-24.
And taking it inside to Isaiah, who has 3 fouls, he's going to be a little reticent to defend because we want to pick up his 4th.
Here's Donovan trying to break the dry spell. He doesn't. And here's DCA coming out of there with it as they have gained the momentum, down 15. 6:03 to go. They go to the high post and throw it inside to the big man who's looking, waiting, kicks it out here. Smith steals it. He's going to jet to the lane, lays it up nicely, and it came in and out, but laid up by Satterfield, no good. Brendan Smith for the 3rd try is a charm, and that's a big putback to stop the bleeding. 41-24. Good hustle by us on the boards. DCA, no good. The general boxing out nicely, racing past the timeline to Isaiah, takes it in, lays it up. It will drop after thinking about it. Great break as we come back with 4 in a row, Coach, and increase the lead back to 19.
Well, they're going to make a run. You know, a competitive team's going to come out of the half feeling a little frustrated being down as much as they were, so they're going to swing hard, and we just got to withstand it and answer, and that's what we're doing.
We did answer nicely that time. Inside of the big man, turns, lays it up good. They need to do that every time.
Well, we've got to sag back after that pass. Isn't that easy?
Yeah, and Isaiah cannot take too many chances there, or he'll sit the rest of this quarter as the lead still 43-26. Smith to Smith in the corner to Isaiah. Skips all the way across to the general, drives in, gets to Cam, inside layup, good. Nice penetrating pass by Smith to Cam, who slices down the lane and back to 19. We run at him again with the trap in the corner, gunning the long-range bomb. It's going to bounce, no good, as it almost hits some bracketry at the top. According to Coach McCleary, the back bracketry, as he pointed up at us. Smith downtown, collegiate 3 is too long.
Is bracketry what they talk about with the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it's close to it. Oh, he's avoided the layup but missed it, and coming out of there, Brandon just rips it. It's 1-on-2. He takes it all the way and lays it up left-handed. Good. 47-26. We burst the lead back to 21 after it being sliced to 15, and a great run here. Both teams have picked up the scoring, but DCA –
what happened?
is still down by 21. Apparently there was no timeout.
There was a whistle.
There was a whistle indicating a timeout.
Maybe the ball was already in play when we tried to call it. Maybe they hustled it in or something. I'm not sure. But
Could have been.
Coach, we have what they found is Lyle's inside, so we've got to kind of respond to that a little bit defensively. Looks like we've got Ryan now in the low post and Isaiah on the block. That's all they've had in this half is that inside pass.
I keep laughing at bracketry by Coach McClary last night. If you weren't with us, they were deciding when is the ball out when it's on the top, and Coach McClary correctly said if it doesn't hit any apparatus or bracketry, it is still a live ball. And so that's a new word. Only at National Christian do we get new vocabulary for the American lingo. Left side to Satterfield. Pass fakes nicely to Brandon. Inside layup. Isaiah good on a great feed.
That was a foul. 2
interior passes. 49-26 as we explode it back to 23. Great interior passing by Nashville Christian. DCA trying to get some momentum back. Taking it in, powering up, no good. Tip, no good. Big man lays it up there. Good Lyles on the 3rd attempt and lays it in.
Just got to box out. Did a good job defending right there. Just got to go get the rebound.
He's a strong body inside and took over that time. 49-28. 3:15 to go. Isaiah comes out wide to get it. Gunning the long one. Brandon off the rim, no good. And DCA with the long board and a reaching foul on Smith in backcourt, and that's a wasted foul.
The proverbial frustration foul.
Yeah, exactly.
He thought he hit the shot. You know, it was online. It was a good stroke. It just didn't go. He didn't get the rebound. And instead, out of frustration, fouled the guy who did 85 feet away from the basket.
And Trey Michael Lewis checks in for Satterfield, who's given us really good defensive minutes and passing. 49-28, 21-point lead. DCA tries to overload on the right side, swing it back to the weak side, gunning a short shot, no good. Here comes Trey Michael out of there with it, and he's going to be slamming that ball home with those long arms soon. Donovan hanging jumper, this time it's short. Nice board by Lyles, kicks it out here on the run to Bolton. Bolton's going to get it back now outside of Johnson. Rims a tough one out, no good. Isaiah with the board. past the timeline. Here he goes all the way, and he's going to draw the foul. Good. A lot of contact, a lot of bodies went down. No, they're calling charge.
I thought he split them, Coach.
I did too.
There was
I thought
contact.
he was giving us a 2-shot foul.
No, he was pointing at the other official to let him make the call because he didn't want to make it.
49-21.
That's Isaiah's fourth. That's unfortunate. He's going to sit down for that.
I'd like to see that one on the replay, fans. You might want to back up and see if that was a good call. Of course, we don't review it here in high school basketball. 21-point lead, DCA in a big hole. They got a long way to go. It's not over yet, but it's a long comeback right now for those guys. The Wildcats play catch out top. They got Lyles inside. They've been going to him quite a bit with some success. Now they flash a high post man in there. As a nice shot by Frazier. He hasn't shot much tonight. That was a good-looking one, but didn't rim. Kimbrough wide open downtown, no good. DeMumbrium tries to get a hand on the board. Instead, Lyles again with the board, clears it to Frazier. Frazier, left side to Johnson. He wants to gun it, and they throw it away inside. DeMumbrium, Kimbrough playing tap. They finally are going to foul on the baseline. Kimbrough, as they were trying to keep the ball alive, they did nicely, and then Kimbrough reached in one too many times. Braylon Tolles will check back in. He'll have Brandon Smith subbing out for him. 49-28, 154 to go. DCA is going to gun. Long one, no good. Frazier hasn't found a spot. Comes Smith past the timeline. DCA cuts off the break as we now set our court. 140 to go. Nashville Christian with a commanding lead. Tolles. Oh, Trey Michael downtown. I don't know if Coach wanted that one or not.
I was going to call a foul.
Did we get a foul in the corner? It's going to be on Braylon.
How's that? How's the foul on Braylon?
No, Braylon's saying it's not on him.
How was the foul on Braylon?
They're bringing it back. No, they're not. They are giving it the other way.
How was that a foul on Braylon?
Good night.
They got pushed Braylon in the back as Braylon was going down to get the ball.
Donovan
exactly what happened right there.
That is a reaching foul that time as Donovan turns it around. I don't know what the call is. The bench, Coach Sig down below us, Brian Bishop, you think a principal could, an AD could do something about that call, Coach.
Well, it is an administrative issue, I would say.
49-28. So we maintain possession with a large lead, but we don't want to get the momentum. Trey Michael, he's going to gun it again, and it's going to get wedged. I don't know if I'm
not sure if that's the offense we're calling right there. I love Trey Michael, and I love his confidence in his shot.
And Coach Patton, probably smartly is not getting on to him. I would have probably yanked him out.
Yeah.
And that's probably not the right thing to do.
Well, we just like to run some clock.
Yeah. Inside DeMumbrium lays it up, powers it nicely.
Or hit layups.
On the inbounds play by Brandon Smith as he cut nicely down the lane. And we increase it to 51-28, approaching 60 seconds of the third quarter. DCA playing catch. They don't have time to throw a lot of passes. They go inside to Lyles, turning, spinning, shooting. Did not have a good feel for that shot. Braylon Tolles is going to get the board, he and Kimbrough, and they're going to receive the benefit of the reaching foul on DCA. So as we enter the last minute of the third quarter, Nashville Christian commandingly up 51-28. Let's see if Coach Patton elects to go for one. Through all this, Isaiah is sitting, and we still have maintained a big lead, and two starters at home sick. And, Coach, there's our – I tell you, I don't know what it is.
I know what it is, but I'm not allowed to say.
It's driving me well, I'll just call the game. DCA will receive the benefit of another. None of those are called in college and pro. I wish the TSAA would say, unless it's a clear advantage, let's let a little bit of that go, because it slows the game down, and the walks they're calling are not beneficial to the guy transferring the ball. It's not going to matter, and that's the smart thing about the college and the pro. They let it go unless it affects the play. And there's an illegal screen on the inside play of the stack baseline out of bounds. So we get it back. Is he gone? Oh, my goodness. Did he go?
Yeah, that's his 5th.
Man.
By my book.
So Frazier is sitting down with 5, and he's done. Wonder why they didn't have him out of there sooner. Also sitting for a long time, Joe Sims hasn't seen action this half.
Well, yeah, he has 4. So.
Yep. But if you're getting blown out, sometimes you have no choice. You got to put them in.
You got to make your push in that last period. Maybe they're just going to.
That may be it.
Really
so we'll go for 1 down to 19 seconds. 51-28. DeMumbrium at the high post, Tolles on the short corner. Trey Michael, who's ready to shoot, looking over at the bench.
If you had to make a prediction, who's going to get the shot? Who would you say it is?
8 seconds. Right side, Brandon. If they get it to Trey Michael, DeMumbrium.
It
goes to Trey Michael. Is he going to put it up?
Yeah.
Instead, he's going to throw the ball away at the buzzer.
Should have shot it.
And, oh, my goodness, Braylon, the referee raised his hand to call a foul and decided the horn sounded. Bless his heart. 51-28. I'm not saying any more. Nashville Christian will take a big lead to the final canto. And impressive performance by both our boys and girls teams to bounce back after disappointing losses last night to outstanding Good Pasture teams. And we've this is a good way to go into the weekend.
Well, and we've defensively, Coach, some of it is DCA's inability to manufacture good shots. I'm not sure how many pure shooters that I would judge they have, but they've scored single digits in every quarter. If you can hold the opponent to single digits in every quarter, you got to like your chances.
Right.
And we've scored, 12 in the first, 27 in the second, and then 20 or 11, 12 in the third.
Sims is going to return to the lineup for them.
14.
And DCA trailing 51-28 here on a nice warm night in Bellevue, Tennessee. As looks like we're going to go home with 2 wins in the doubleheader.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Coach.
Patton, I know, wants to close this one out hard and not let up. And maybe get little Cooper into the game down there. DCA running a lot of clock here, and that's fine with Nashville Christian. Long skip pass. DCA picks it up. Boy, they're running a lot of clock. They've taken 30-something seconds off, and if they do that every time, they don't have a chance to come back. Good defense by Nashville Christian, and they calls a long 3. Great rebound there, but stepping out of bounds is Johnson. But calling a baseline. I'm just kind of, my head spinning right now. And it's the same official.
I'm enjoying the basketball game, Coach. I'm looking forward to the snow.
I'm going to pay my fine if they do it. I've made good money this year. Johnson too hard off the back of the rim. Here comes the general pass the timeline. I've just got to let 40 years of frustration go right now.
There's a hand check.
Of seeing one referee take over the game. And it's not, one referee should not stand out. 51-28. This is a veteran crew. They did a good job in the girls' game, but there were a lot of foot calls also. The general Isaac guns it, nets it. We go up 52-28. I believe that's 24 points according to my Antioch math.
That's pretty good, Coach. That's better than you've been.
I knew you were a math major at Vanderbilt, and I was a PE major at Lipscomb. But my anatomy class was pretty tough, and I did good in that. 53-28.
What do you remember from that, Coach? What did you retain?
That the exam was very difficult. 53-28, 6:56 to go. DCA, with us in that zone, we're causing a lot of time to tick off that clock as they're in a 4-out, and Lyle's working hard. And
that's what I like to see Isaiah fronting that.
Yes, Isaiah is not letting that ball in there. We are making them work and that's what you want them to shoot. They forced 2 threes after running off close to 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and that puts us in really good situation. We got a 25-point lead, and so hopefully we can just finish nicely here. So we go into we're going to put everybody on the baseline. Is that right?
4 down, let Donovan go one-on-one out here at
goes.
the top.
And we're going to hand off to his brother. Back inside the cam, but it was deflected out of bounds on the play. Donovan will set the court. Cooper Callahan sitting beside Coach Quinn, asking for some minutes here soon. Inside to Isaiah, gets it. Takes it up, floating. Nice athletic shot, banging it off the glass. Good. 55-28. Tell you, for our boys at home that are sick, we missed you tonight, but it's nice that we could pull it out with you guys not able to help tonight. And that's K.Y. Young and Jack McIntosh.
Well, it's just good to know because as we get down the stretch in the regular season and into the postseason, guys are going to get in foul trouble. Guys are going to have little injuries. There's going to need to be these opportunity or these available players to come off the bench and provide, impactful minutes.
And that's why kids that don't start a lot need to be patient because you're one injury away, one sickness away from playing, and not everybody can start. You need some people that are playing for their school and their team instead of themselves. 56-28. Man, we have really jacked this lead up.
Coach, it sounds like you've been thinking about that a little bit.
Yes, a few years. Shot up, nice, nets it. 57-28, 29-point lead in a blowout with a very subdued crowd, very confident.
I think the girls were about at this position at this point in the game as well.
They were. And we don't need to reach and stop that clock. We need to let that thing run. You get Cooper Callahan into that game to gun a three. 5:42 to go. Satterfield will check in for the General, and he may be done for the night with a 29-point lead. And Sims, who hadn't shot any in the second half, was cold there. Down the lane, we give to DeMumbrim, no good, nice little hook, but it wasn't quite there. Lyles with a strong rebound, gives to Johnson. Johnson left it. Hander takes it in the corner to Sims. Sims has not gotten his form back after sitting a lot. He's still cold. Toll stops, pulls up off the board. Oh, that's a nice looking shot. Just a little hard off the glass. 5:18 to go. We still maintain a 29-point lead. Johnson trying to set the court for DCA. They're in a big hole and not much time to come back in. Approaching 5 minutes. Baseline open, no good. They're just way off. But Lyles there for the putback. He's had a good game.
He has, especially in the second half. He's in double digits in the second half alone.
Big, strong football guy. 57-30. Donovan wants to go one-on-one. He's going to lose it. Picked up by Sims. Sims gives to Johnson. Johnson left hands it past the timeline. As we're nearing the halfway point of this quarter, slices through. He's going to give to the gunner on the left side, who once again, Goins has been a little short, but put back up there this time finally. Sims getting back in the scoring column.
Well, we got to get rebounds. It's okay if they work the ball around and take a shot, whether they hit it or not. We can't give them second chances and second possessions.
Trey Michael Lewis will check in for Cam Carden. DCA makes a couple of substitutions. Our lead is at 57-32. And the crowd has been very calm and relaxed, much like in the church fellowship hall hanging out, because the games haven't been close, which we like that every so often.
Good news for us.
It's awful nice to have every so often. Brethren Toll struggling, gets rid of it. He's going to throw it away to DeMumbry.
Good hustle by Ryan.
DeMumbry is going to
Great
hustle it down to Brandon. He takes it all the way, and he's going to run over
That's right call.
the defender, and it's going to be a charge there.
No, it's a block foul.
Oh, they called a block. Good. That was a good call. I thought they missed another one. Kimbrough to check in. I think he's going in for
probably the shooter.
Apparently the shooter, because he could have come in. Smith will eye the mark. Cox, locks, drops. 58-32.
Brandon, here's the great jinx, coach. He's 100% from the line so far.
All right. Guns it, drills it.
I had confidence.
59-32. Kimbrough will check in for him.
8 for 8 from the line. Only one missed attempt from anywhere tonight for Brandon. He's 4 for 5 from the field goal in the field goal column, and 7 for 7 from the line.
Really good shooting percentage by the Eagles tonight. The ball bounced off Kimbrough on the baseline, retained by DCA Wildcats, who almost 2 years ago had a debilitating tornado, and they have built and come back from that tremendously. One of our sister schools that we wanted to assist, and it's great to see them back on their feet. 59-32. The high post Lyles. Lyles kicks it back out. He's been effective inside. Let's see if they'll roll him back in there. Johnson, long range, good. Nice
Finally
stroke there. Yeah, Johnson hadn't been hitting since that first one in the first quarter. 59-35. Kimbrough wants to drive baseline. They cut him off. Throws it away. Here goes Johnson. Takes it in, lays it up. Nice layup. Good, and he was fouled as Braylon could not get set in time, and Johnson took it nicely 60 feet with a good control layup and cuts it to 22. 3:28 to go, and Cooper Callahan has left the seat, and he's coming in. Here he comes for Braylon Tolles. Kimbrough decides to move into the low spot. Good move there. So let's see if Cooper will yak one up here, as nice board by Satterfield. He wanted to throw long. Gives it to Trey Michael. I think he'll shoot it. Cooper would like the ball in the corner. Back to Satterfield. Man-to-man as we're spreading the ball out, milking a little clock. Kimbrough takes it down the lane. Nice layup. No good tip. No good again. Trey Michael, no good. Third try. Good! As Trey Michael would not be denied and kept going to the glass, tipping it in. Collegiate style. 61-37. Cooper Callahan putting good pressure on, and he steals the ball. Oh, he lost it. He's scrambling on the sideline over there. Ball's still alive. Now it's stolen by Satterfield. He's got Cooper underneath. If he sees him, he does, but Trey Michael steals it and lays it in again anyway. Cooper Callahan's going to consider that a steal because he thought he had it. 63-37, 2:30 to go. We'll try to get Cooper in the lineup scoring here, and DCA gets a timeout after the three. I think just a sub. Just a sub. Good move there by Coach. He did a good job. He knows it's over and just wanted to get some new guys in. So a good job of coaching that time. 63-40, 2:24 to go. DCA gets some new meat into the game, and as we have. We don't have a lot of new meat to get in because our bench is so short. Trey Michael penetrates out to Kimbrough.
Oh, they're going to call
But
it.
instead, there's going to be a charge. Kimbrough didn't make it anyway, but DCA will benefit from the charge and attack with a 24-point deficit.
27, Coach. Nope, 23.
I can't see or add either one.
23.
It's a 23. 63-40 is 23.
And a whistle. They forgot the sub.
Well, they got somebody in. I don't know what happened there.
Well, he was at the table. The official didn't see it. And given the situation of the game, the official and the coach just agreed, let's get him in.
All right, 63-40. According to regular math, my new math sometimes is different. DCA struggling, and the ball tipped away. Here comes Satterfield. He wants to take it all the way with a floater. No good. Demonbreum tips it out of bounds. And Cooper Callahan still hoping to get his hands on a shot. 1:50 to go as the clock winding things down here in Bellevue.
And Coach, we've been exclusively in a 2-3 every possession.
We have.
On defense.
DCA, the new man in the contest, is going to come up short. Here's Trey Michael. Cooper hoping to get it. Instead, Kimbrough. He's going to double dribble. And Cooper spotting up in this corner, hoping to get it each time. So if you're joining us here late, we have had a big lead ever since the second quarter, 63-40. DCA driving and went right through the hands of Demonbreum, or under his hands, and it'll go back to DCA.
Yep, I'm going to correct myself. I think there were a couple of possessions we were a 1-3-1 down there defensively, but never man-to-man, and that's the hallmark of Coach Patton's defensive scheme is man-to-man pressure.
Shot this time is no good. Cooper Callahan had a hand on the board. Satterfield is still playing hard, and he gets in there and gets a jump ball. The alternate possession goes to the Eagles. Clock at 1:13 to go, 63-40. So long pass to Cooper. They close that on him. Takes it baseline. We'd like him to put one up there. Lobs it out to Satterfield. 1 minute left. Trey Michael on the left side. Never met a shot he didn't like. Takes it in there, floats it over to DeMumbrium. DeMumbrium should have kicked it out. They double down on him. DCA racing, laying it up. No good. Booker taking it all the way, and he'll draw the foul with 51 seconds left in the contest at 63-40. Coach, who we got next week?
Well, we've got Dr. Martin Luther King Day on Monday.
Right.
And then next week we have, it's not next week, but the week after we have Pink Out. I know that. And then tonight was Hall of Fame night, and then we'll have senior night coming up as well.
All right.
In the next couple weeks. I'm not sure the opponents off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Booker cuts it to 21. Cooper Callahan steps out to hope to receive the ball. We got 5 spread out. Trey Michaels receiving pressure. Takes it down, drives. Cooper comes over to get it. Got it out top. He wants to penetrate and drive. Crowd wants him to shoot. Satterfield nicely to Kimbrough. Steps up, lays it up. No good. Trey Michael again. No good. DeMumbrium. Good on the tip as our young guys hammering the glass, pounding it home, and the lead to 65-42. 20 seconds left. DCA firing up a 15-footer. No good. They get the board. Down to 14 seconds. Let's see if we can get one last stop and a shot. 10 seconds left. DCA struggling at midcourt. Cooper Callahan hustling after it. 5 seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to get a shot. It's kicked away. The clock will run out, and that's it. And a nice win by Nashville Christian over DCA. 65-42. Hope you enjoyed the contest. Hope it was somewhat audible. Hope you could hear us. Coach Jeff Brothers, thank you for assisting with our stats.
No problem, Coach. And we're at Friendship Christian next Tuesday.
All right.
And then next Friday we are here against Ezel Harding for coming home. That's what I couldn't remember. Next week is coming home week.
Good deal. Well, Andrew Atkins was our producer, and I don't see who's on the camera.
I can't tell. I can't see up there to find out.
Gabe Tate did our camera. Jeff Brothers was our color commentary. My grandson Mason McPherson added a few comments. So for Coach Jeff Brothers, Andrew Atkins, this is Coach Mike McPherson saying thank you for your time at this time. Until next time on this, the Eagle Broadcast Network.